glorified and your name be honored. In the matchless name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, I pray. Amen. Please be seated in God's presence. உட்காரலாம். முதல் பாடலாக ஆங்கில பாடல் Because He lives, okay, I'll sing. Please join me in singing. Because He lives, I can face tomorrow. Because He lives, all fear is gone. Because I know, yes I know, He holds my future, and life will go a living again. Because He lives, because He lives, I can face tomorrow. Because He lives, all fear is gone. Because I know, yes I know, He holds my future, and life will go a living day. Because He lives, God sent His Son. They called Him Jesus. He came to love, heal and forgive. He lived and died to buy my pardon, and He gave the dead to prove my Savior lived. Everybody, because He lives, I can face tomorrow. Because He lives, all fear is gone. Because I know, yes I know, He holds my future, and life is but a living death. Because He lives, because He lives, I can face tomorrow. Because He lives, all fear is gone. Because I know, yes I know, He holds my future, and life is but a living just. Because He lives, God sent His Son. They called Him Jesus. He came to love, heal and forgive. He lived and died to buy my pardon, and He gave the dead to prove my Savior lived. Because He lives, I can face tomorrow. a living just because he lives. How sweet a newborn baby and feel the pride and joy he gives. The calm assurance, the striking faith, uncertainty, because he lives. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know, yes I know, he holds my future. And life is worth a living just because he lives. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know, yes I know, he holds my future. And life is worth a living just because he lives. And in one day, I'll cross the river, I'll fight the light, fight the war with faith, and then instead, give faith to victory. I see the light of glory and I know he lives. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know, yes I know, he holds my future. And life is but a living just because he lives. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know, yes I know, he holds my future. And life is but a living just because he lives. And life is but a living just because he lives. Beautiful song. Please join me in singing the song once again. God sent his son, they called him Jesus. He came to love, heal, and forgive. We're going to sing only the first stanza and the chorus. He lived and died to buy my pardon. An empty grave is there to prove my Savior lives. ஆங்கிலத்தில் என்ன சொல்கிறது? தேவன் தன்னுடைய குமாரனை அனுப்பி கொடுத்தார். அவருடைய நாமம், அவருடைய பெயரானது இயேசு. நமக்காய் நம்மை நேசிக்கவும், நம்மை குணப்படுத்தவும், நம்மை மன்னிக்கவும் தேவன் வந்தார். He lived and died நமக்காய் ஜீவன் பிறந்து நமக்காய் மரித்தார். காரணம் நம்முடைய பாவங்களை மன்னிக்க. இன்றைக்கு அவருடைய கல்லறை எம்டி கிரேவ், கல்லறையானது காலியாய் கிடக்கிறது. அதனாலே நிரூபிக்கப்படுகிறது என்ன? நம்முடைய தேவன் ஜீவிக்கிறார். Amen. God sent his son, they called him Jesus. He came to live, love, healing. We start with the chorus. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Yes, because yes, I know he holds my future. And life is worth a living just because he lives. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know, yes I know, he holds my future. And life is worth a living just because he lives. They called him Jesus. He came to love, heal and forgive. He Life is simply worth because He lives. We're going to sing the second song, Blessed Assurance, an old song. All of you know the song. Take it deep. Shall we also? Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine, head of salvation, purchase of God, born of His Spirit, washed in His blood. Blessed assurance, blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. For days of glory divine, heir of salvation, purchase of God, born of His Spirit, washed in His blood. Everybody, this is my story. This is my story. This is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story. This is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my Savior all the day long. Perfect salvation, all is at rest. Now is my Savior, and happy and blessed, watching and waiting, looking at us, filled with goodness, lost with love. Perfect submission, always at rest. I am my Savior, am happy and blessed, watching and waiting, looking at us, filled with goodness, lost with love. Everybody, this is my praising my Savior. This is praising my Savior all the day long. perfect submission, perfect in love, visions of rapture, hopeless for my side. Angels descending, bring from above, echoes of mercy, whispers of love, perfect submission, perfect in love, visions of rapture, love was on my side. Angels descending, bring from above, echoes of mercy, whispers of love. Everybody together. This is my everybody loud there. That's a whole old English hymn. We're going to sing another song. God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide, hold me closely to his side. With love and strength for each new day, he will make a way. G. God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my God. Holding closely to the sun. The love is same for each new day. He will make a way. He will make a way. God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my God. Holding closely to his side. Love is same for each new day. He will make a way. He will make a way. We sing that this stanza, this stanza takes a little slow, so you cannot go with the same beat. So we're going to sing the first stanza rather, or the chorus. We're going to sing that 3 times. Go now. We will sing this thrice, okay? God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide, holding me to his side with love and strength for each new day. cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my God. Oh, because into his side. The love is strength for each new day. He will make a way. He will make a way. God will make a way. And the seems to be no way. He works in vain. He cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my God. Oh, because he will his side. Love is strength for each new day. He will make a way. He will make a way. By a road made in the wilderness, he leads me. Rivers in the desert will I see. Heaven and earth will fade, my word will still remain. He will do something new today. God will make a way. There seems to be no way. He wants to faith we cannot see. He will make a way for me. Be my God, but because he will inside. So much strength for each good day. He will make a way. He will make a way. God will make a way. There seems to be no way. He works in faith we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my God. But because we do his side, for his strength each day, he will make the way. He will make the way. Please be seated in God's presence. Expecting Pastor Baju is not turning up. Anyway, we turn our Bibles. We're going to continue, or rather, we're going to meditate on what we meditated last week. First Corinthians chapter 30, 12 and 13. First Corinthians chapter 30. Somebody read in English now. Chapter 13, verses 12 and 13.
So with yourselves.
Wait, she'll read.
For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know just as I also know I am. And now abide faith, hope, love. These three, but the greatest of this is love.
Okay, read the Sam. Read. 12 and 13. Masipa.
For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I have been fully known. So now faith, hope, and love abide these three, but the greatest of these is love.
We've been researching on faith and hope. Today we're going to dwell on this word, love. We're going to dwell on the word, love, because it says, but the greatest of all these is love. The greatest of all these is love. Now, what is this love all about in the Christian term? We're not talking about love in the worldly term. We are talking about love in the Christian term. If you're talking about love in the worldly term, it is very short-lived. A boy may love a girl, but that is very short-lived. There are so many love marriages that are broken immediately after marriages. There are so many things that you loved, but you now don't like them. No, as long as somebody is supporting you and helping you, love them. But after then, when they stop supporting you and helping you, your love for them fades off. Here in the Christian term, it's a different word altogether. Love. These are the three characteristics that symbolizes a Christian. What are the three characteristics? What was that? Faith. What is the first one? Faith. Second, hope. The third one, love. These are the three main characteristics that symbolizes a Christian. You got to carry these three in you. And it is all in the Christian word, in the Christian terminology. It is not of this world, because if you put your faith in a human being, it is very short-lived. When I finished my 10th standard, I wanted to get into one college. So I had to go and meet the then minister. There was one minister by name Jivraj Alva. He was Dr. Jivraj Alva. He was known to my meet him. You know, I was fully putting my faith in him. I thought he would help me. Being a minister those days, it was a Janata government those days, and he was a minister, mind you. He was living in one of the minister's quarters on Golf Road. You know, I happened to go and meet him. You know, my uncle's friend took me there. He said, definitely you will be given a seat in that particular college. I took that slip, I took it to that college. They never even bothered to give me a seat. They never even looked at that slip. He was a minister. I thought that slip will help me in getting a seat in that college. Put your faith in some human being, but that faith will let you down. But a Christian faith is a different faith. So is also Christian. You will see about the love, the Christian love that the Bible talks about. Now, if you happen to Mark chapter 12, if you read a few, turn your Bible to Mark chapter 12. Now, you will see a very interesting dialogue here taking place between the Jewish religious group. Don't read the book, I'll let you know. It's a very interesting dialogue between the Jewish religious and Jesus Christ. Now, Jesus, all of you know, would always explain a sermon, or he would begin a sermon with a parable. He would always explain and begin a sermon with a parable, so that it is like it's like piercing a needle into a banana. குத்தவும் செய்யும் குத்தாமலும் இருக்கும், வலிக்கவும் செய்யும் வலிக்காமலும் இருக்கும், ஏத்துற மாதிரியும் இருக்கும். It will go inside, it will pierce you, but you will not know initially. That's the reason why God uses the parables. If you see the parable for the first few words, he refers to himself as the cornerstone. He refers to himself as the rejected stone who would one day be the cornerstone. He would be the cornerstone. Now, when this parable was spoken, the Jewish leaders realized that they were being targeted. There were a lot of Jewish religious leaders, the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the scribes, all of them. They were trying to trick him. They were trying to capture Jesus. They were trying to find fault with Jesus. And so, when they were there, he presented them with this, the parable of the tenants. The parable of the tenants, where he said the owner of a vineyard who builds a beautiful vineyard, fences it, builds a press there, hands it over to the tenants, and he leaves off to a forest, a land, and then he sends his servants. They are killed. He sends his over or hand back the land back to the owner. And so finally he comes and then gets them all out and changes the tenants there. Now, this is a parable that started to prick the hearts of the Sadducees and the Pharisees. And so they come back, they regroup and then they come back and they ask two questions. They wanted to trick Jesus Christ in asking two questions. The first one was, what do we do with the taxes? Whom should we pay to the Caesar? Should we pay to Caesar? Because he's not our man. He is not our king. He is a Roman soldier king. And we are all ruled by the Romans. Now, should we pay our taxes or should we not? But a very clever answer from Jesus Christ. And secondly, what was the second one? What is life after death? Is there life? If there was a man married to a woman and the man dies and the woman dies again, a man marries another woman, the woman marries another man, what would they be in heaven? Now God very clearly answers, there is no man or woman there is no husband and wife there. There is no, all of you are what there? Angels. You're like angels. So God was very, very clever. Jesus Christ was very clever and they could not trick him down. They thought they would trap him. They thought when we ask him about the taxes, if you say only give it to God, then what do we do with Caesar? Would Caesar not come and catch it? If only you say only Caesar, then what do we do about tithing and giving it to God? Would we not be again caught, trapped? So Jesus was very clever in answering the question by a scribe. They decide, enough is enough. We cannot trick Jesus Christ. He's very clever. He knows what he speaks. And so let us ask our Bibles to the book of Mark, chapter 12, 29 to 31. We will define this and close.
The most important one, answered Jesus, is this: Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, and with all your mind and with all your strength. The second is this: love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these.
So read from 28 onwards. From 28.
One of the teachers of the law came and heard them debating. Noticing that which is the most important? The most important one, answered Jesus, is this: Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all your strength. The second is this: love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these.
So Jesus Christ, now the scribe was sensible in asking. He just wanted to know whether Jesus is really aware of all the commandments, or is he a false prophet, or he's talking something foolish. So the scribe asks him, of all the commandments, which commandment is the most important of all? Which commandment, the scribe asked Jesus Christ, which commandment is the most important commandment of all as well? Actually, if you turn your Bibles to the book of Deuteronomy 6, 4 and 5, you will see the same scripture that God referred to in this book. If you read Deuteronomy, Aranyakanda was ಧರ್ಮೋಪದೇಶ ಕಾಂಡ 6ನೇ ಅಧ್ಯಾಯ 4 ಮತ್ತು 5. ಡ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನಮಿ ತಮಿಳು உபாகமம் 6ஆம் அதிகாரம் 4-5 வசனங்களை வாசிப்போம்.
Hear of Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength.
Yes. So it is the same scripture God refers to, Jesus Christ refers to, and says, you shall love the Lord. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one, and you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. You know why we come to church week after week? We come to church if we have to really love the Lord, really with all our mind, with all our heart, with all our soul, and all our strength, then we would not miss coming to the church to worship Him. Now that's a different story. But here, God, Jesus Christ tells them that you shall love the Lord your God, and you have only one God. There is nobody else. There is none other than the only God, the God of Israel, and you shall love Him only. You shall love Him with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your strength, and your soul. You know, he tells them this, and then he says, love your neighbor as you love thyself. We talk about that later, but we're going to dwell on loving the Lord with all your heart. Love the Lord with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. Now, what does the word love really mean? What does the word love really mean? In love, we got to see the translation, actually speaking, we got to see the translation of this word love. Love in Greek means what? Any idea? The word love in Greek. It's a very popular word. Any idea? It is agape. You must have heard of agape ministries. There are many who have named it as agape. The word agape is a Greek word. Now, what is this Greek word agape? Here we simply translate it as love. Now, as I told you, as per this word, you may, the love that we talk about in the worldly manner is very short-lived. The worldly manner is very short-lived. If you love, we all love biryani. How many of you love biryani? எத்தனை பேர் பிரியாணி பிடிக்கும்? எல்லாருக்கும் பிரியாணி பிடிக்குமா? பிடிக்காது, யாருக்குமே பிடிக்காதா? எல்லாருக்கும் பிடிக்கும். டெய்லி பிரியாணி சாப்பிடுவீங்களா? சாப்பிடலாம் முடியுமா? 2 நாள் சாப்பிடுவோம், 2 நேரம் சாப்பிடுவோம், 3வது நேரம் ரசம் சோறு தான் தேடும். அப்படிதானே? We would love to have rasam rice than biryani. We may love biryani, but you cannot have it every day. You may love your house, you may love your car, you may love your vehicle, you may love your bike, but for how long? Not for long. Now, as age grows up, you don't even love to own a bike. You don't even love to own a car. You don't even love to own a house. All of that is very short-lived. Until some age, you would love to have them. And after that, you wouldn't want them at all. That's not that becomes just a necessity, and it is not something that you really love. But in the word agape, the Greek word agape means, love means commitment. Love means desire. Love means priority. Love means preference. The word agape means commitment, desire, priority, and preference. That is the real meaning of the word love. That is the Christian love that the Bible talks about. A commitment, a desire, a priority, and preference. Commitment, desire, priority, preference. This is the love a Christian should carry. What does the word love in Hebrew actually mean? What is the word in Hebrew? The word love in Hebrew actually means aha. Aha. Love in Hebrew is aha, which means affectionate, affection for, delight in, be fond of. Affection for or delight in, be fond of. So you have 2 words put together. This is the word love. This actually is the meaning of the real Christian love that we are talking about, or the scripture talks about. It is not just the love that you and I we see in the world. Love of this world is very short-lived. It doesn't last long. As I told you, there are many love marriages, people who have fallen in love, been together for years in love, and then they break up. After marriage, year or two, they break up. All the years of they being together, loving together, has gone waste. That's all shocking. You can see that every day in the newspapers, every day. A man and a woman fallen in love and then married. 2 years later, the woman murders her husband. What happens? The woman murders her husband. Not the man murdering the woman. இன்றைக்கு என்ன நடக்குது? பொம்பளைங்க என்ன பண்றாங்க? ஆம்பளைங்க கொலை செய்யறாங்க. இது எப்போ? லவ் மேரேஜ் பண்ணி லவ் எல்லாம் பண்ணி மேரேஜ் பண்ணி எல்லாம் சுத்திச்சு கடைசியில 2 வருஷம் கழிச்சு என்ன பண்றான் அந்த பொம்பளை? போட்டு தள்ளிடுறான். நடக்குது. கடந்த 2 வருடம் ஒன்றரை வருடம் முன்பதாக ஒரு பெண் சென்னையில, இதுக்கு பேர் என்ன காதல் என்ன சொல்றதுன்னு எனக்கு தெரியல. I don't know what to say. She was in love, she got married, she had 2 kids, and then she falls in love with another guy. Married, 2 children, and her partner and this lady kills her husband, and with the 2 children, they try to flee Chennai. இந்த பெண்ணும் கணவனை காதலித்து 2 குழந்தைகள் ஆன பிறகு இந்த பெண்ணானவள் மற்றொருவரோட காதல் செய்து அவர் இருவரும் என்ன செய்கிறார்கள்? அந்த பெண்ணுடைய கணவனை கொலை செய்து அந்த குழந்தைகளை எடுத்துக்கொண்டு வேற ஊருக்கு ஓடுகிறார். எதிர்பார்க்கவே. So this love of this world is all short-lived. But here the Bible tells me the Greek word agape means, again I repeat, commitment, a desire, priority, and preference. In the love of the Hebrew word ahab means affection for, delight in, and be fond of. Affection for, delight in, and be fond of. This is not simply emotional or a feeling. This is not simply emotional or feeling. It really comes from your heart. It is not short-lived, but for everlasting. God's love for mankind is everlasting. அவர் மாத்திரம் இந்த உலகத்திலே வந்து இந்த பாடுகளை சுமக்காமல் சென்றிருந்தால் அவருடைய நேசமும் தாத்காலிகம். What do I say? It is very short-lived. ஆனால் உங்களுக்கும் எனக்கும் அவர் வந்ததை நிறைவேற்றியது அவருடைய அன்புக்கு everlasting love. அது அவருடைய அன்பு நித்தியமான அன்பு என்பதை அவர் காட்டி சென்றார். It was not short-lived. ஏதோ வந்தார், பிரசங்கித்தார், கொலை இஸ்லாமியர்கள் சொல்வது போல அவர் இயேசு கிறிஸ்து மரிக்கவில்லை, அவரை பிடிக்க போது அவர் எடுத்துக் கொள்ளப்பட்டார், அவர் கண்மறை ஆகிவிட்டார், அவர் மரிக்கவில்லை, கிறிஸ்தவர்கள் சொல்வதெல்லாம் பொய் என்பதை அது அவர்கள் சொல்வது பொய், நம்முடைய வேத புத்தகம் சொல்வதுதான் உண்மை. அவருடைய நேசம் ஒரு சில நாட்கள் மட்டுமல்ல, அவருடைய நேசம் கொஞ்ச நாட்களுக்கு அல்ல, ஒரு சில வருடங்களுக்கு அல்ல. அவருடைய நேசம் everlasting. என்ன சொல்லுவோம்? நித்திய நேசம். His love is what? Everlasting love. And that is the very reason, even if he was tested, even when he was tested, he never gave up. He never gave up. அவர் விட்டு ஓடவில்லை. அவருக்கு நல்லவை நன்றாய் அறிந்திருந்தார். அவருடைய பாடு மரணங்கள், அவருடைய மரணம் ஒரு பெரிய பாடு என்பதை அவர் அறிந்திருந்தார். அது ஒரு சுலபமான ஒரு மரணம் என்பதை இல்லை என்பதை அவர் அறிந்திருந்தார். பெரிய கஷ்டத்திலே அவர் மரிக்க வேண்டும் என்பதை அவர் அறிந்திருந்தார். He knew that his death on the cross is going to be a severe suffering. It was one of the worst death man could ever think of. Today people are put to death. Saddam Hussein was put to death. How was he put to death? Any idea? He was hung. Who is Saddam Hussein? By the way, one is terrorist, yes. But who was he? Huh? Come again? Okay. What else was it? You're close. He was the president. He was the president of Iraq. I don't know. People don't know history, geography. He was the president. He was ruling Iraq, and he waged a war. He occupied Kuwait, I suppose, or Qatar. I am not too sure. Kuwait. He occupied Kuwait, and so there was a war against him, and they caught him. They caught him. He was, where he was? He was hiding in a manhole. எங்க ஒளிஞ்சிட்டு இருந்தாவ manhole எங்க தெரியுமா? எது தெரியுமா? Drainage. Drainage நம்ம எல்லாம் வீட்டு எதிர்க்க பாக்குறோம்ல, அதுக்குள்ள உட்காந்துருந்தோம். அநேக நாட்கள் அதுக்குள்ளே இருந்தான். அதை யாரோ சொல்லி அவனை கண்டுபிடிச்சு வெளியெடுத்தான். எடுத்த பிறகு அவனை தண்டித்தார்கள். என்ன தண்டனை தெரியுமா அவனுக்கு? தூக்கு தண்டனை. யூசுவலா அவனை தூக்குக்கு போடும்போது அவனை செய்கிறார்கள், முகத்தை மூடுவார்கள். முகத்தை மூடின பிறகுதான் தூக்குக்கு எடுத்து செல்வாங்க. அவன் என்ன செய்யறான்? முகத்தை மூடவே இல்லை, ஒத்துக்கொள்ளவே இல்லை, தைரியமா நின்றான். நீங்கள் என்னை தண்டிப்பது தவறு என்று சொல்லி அவன் தூக்குக்கு முகத்தை மூடி போட வரும்போது தள்ளிவிட்டான். அப்படியே தூக்கி போட்டான். ஆனால் அந்த தூக்கு எத்தனை நிமிடம் தெரியுங்களா இருக்கிறது? அந்த 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 வலி, அந்த வேதனை ஒரு 3 to 4 நிமிடம் மட்டுமே. His death, when he is hung on the cross, on the what do you call it, the rope or whatever you call it, his pain and suffering lasts just for about 4 minutes, and after that his life is gone. But here, the death of Jesus Christ on the cross was so severe. It did not happen in about 4 minutes. It took hours together. He was beaten and bruised and, words flung at him, made to carry the most heavy cross on him, made to walk a long distance, climb the mount, and then nailed on the cross. Can you imagine the pain that he would have gone through? Can you just imagine? Simply not acceptable at all. The most inhuman way of putting a person to death. The most inhuman way of putting a person to death. Yet, the love for mankind made him accept everything. That is the love that he showed for us. Now, the scripture says, love your Lord with all your heart, your soul, mind, and strength. So we saw what is love. Love in Greek is agape, which means commitment, desire, priority, and preference. Love in Hebrew means ahab, which means affection, desire or delight in, and be very fond of. We will continue this next week. Let us close. Every eye is closed, every eye is closed. Hallelujah. Every eye is closed. Shall we all stand? Every eye is closed. I'm going to sing a small chorus before we close. Blessing and honor, glory and power be unto the Ancient of Days. Blessing and honor, glory and power be unto the Ancient of Days. From every nation, all of creation, bow before the Ancient of Days. Blessing